Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gen. I was planning to make a video on Trump coin yesterday, but surprise, surprise, my previous manager from the company I left, basically, she was in town because now Dubai is part of the area that we were going to cover. So I had to go see her and, see what's up and everything else like that. But better late than never. Hopefully you follow me on Twitter because I've been talking a lot about what I've been doing and how I'm capitalizing on this opportunity. And I'm going to say this right now because I promise you there are going to be people who post in the comments below, Trump coin's over, you're an idiot, why are you making this video, Trump's a scam, Trump's a con, I can't believe he's going to be president, the world is over, all this nonsense. I don't care. I don't care about politics. I don't care about any of that. I care about sharing how I plan to make money, or should I say, how I plan to continue making more money, because a lot of the things I've been doing have already been coming to fruition. So with that being said, guys, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, follow me on all those nice things, Twitter, the bank. I forgot to bring that up. Oh, actually, no, did I? No, I didn't. I forgot. I didn't forget to bring it up. And then also, if you want extra coaching, guidance, and support, got my services down below. Now, we have been waiting on pins and needles till the 20th of January, where we believed that Trump would take us to the promised land, take us to Valhalla, take all our coins to the moon, right? And unsurprisingly, and I should say not unsurprisingly, very surprisingly, a lot of us were caught off guard because Trump stealth launched. He stealth launched a token, right? Stealth attack, right away. He chose to do it in the most pro-America way ever, by doing it when Americans were still up, haven't gone to bed yet, but while Europeans were asleep. It was like 6 a.m. in Dubai, like 6:15 or something. I had just fallen asleep 10 minutes prior, so I missed it, or I missed the launch. I woke up to so many messages on my phone. I woke up 2 hours later to so many messages on my phone, congratulatory messages about people who've made so much money, because I'm part of a bunch of whale groups. So I'm trying to turn this thing off. And basically, he front run his inauguration because he launched a meme coin. And basically, in just a couple days, it's been 2 days, even though the token is correcting right now, he got it to be as high as number 16 cryptocurrency in 2 days. I've never seen that before in my history of being in the space. I know that's the biggest meme right now. People are like, since 2001, I haven't seen this. Since 1981, since 1942, I haven't ever seen this in the crypto space. The token went crazy. And it was such a hard thing to be able to get in early, because not only did you have to be awake and sort of in the trenches at that time, but you also had to make sure that it wasn't a fake, because it was posted on Trump Truth Social. If, for example, a post had come out saying it's fake, that's it, minus 99.9%. So a lot of people were like, not sure. They got in, they got out really fast. It was really hard to stick in from the start to the end until we passed, like, day one. You passed $12 and you know that it's legit. You've seen that it hasn't come off Twitter. It goes crazy. And by the way, guys, put any questions you have in the comments, because this isn't Ask Me Anything anyways. I know it's not branded that way, but basically what happened with Trump coin was it was like a black hole of liquidity, taking things from everywhere in the market. Now, people were also concerned because there was an 80% token lock. And, this is actually better than most people think, because it prevents like teams from dumping, right? So that's actually not bad. Obviously, the unlocks are going to be happening somewhat soon, like over the next couple of months. But still, that's a lot better than what we see with a lot of other tokens. And ironically, if you are somebody who's in the trenches, like you're an orangey, or other people like that who are perpetually in the trenches, they are able to recognize exactly how good of an opportunity this is. And ironically, Orangey didn't do too well. He's like kicking himself for it, but that happens. but a lot of the trench warriors have gotten out of the trenches. They've made life-changing gains. And in this video, I want to talk to you about how that can be you, how you can still take advantage of what's going on with Trump coin, and you don't even have to buy Trump coin. I want to make that very clear, because a lot of people have this thing, like this emotional thing of, oh, I don't want to do anything with Trump. Great, okay, fine. I think it's stupid. I would never cut myself off from a money-making opportunity, but if that's your sort of political belief and you can't go against it, so be it. On top of that, maybe you're not into memes. Great, you don't have to do that either. I'm going to go through all of the things in this video. But what's crazy is I sort of highlighted yesterday, what was it like? As soon as I got home from Dira, so I'll share why I was there in a second. But basically, there are so many ways to secure the bag. The first was the obvious, to buy the Trump token, right? I definitely bought some Trump token. I was swing trading it here and there. And then I started putting it into a DLMM pool. I'll show you one example on a couple of my wallets where I was earning fees, right? Like I put $1,000 in on one wallet, made like $300 of fees, you know? It's pretty good. Also going along on Sol. So like what we were seeing was people were taking profits off the Trump token in Solana. And not just that, but people were like, oh my God, it's just annoying. I'll hear ding, ding, ding. But basically people were taking profits off the Trump token into Sol, and they were also leaving other chains to come to Solana. Why? Because that's where the money was to be made. Then those are the three short-term, fast, how to make money. The next two are more long-term, but they could be something that's way more aligned to the approach that many of you would like to take, which is you guys definitely don't have the memory of a goldfish, I hope, where you can't remember what happened 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, everyone was talking about AI agents, virtual, AI 16Z. We're talking about Hayanon. We're talking about meme coins. All of these things dipped significantly as people sold those tokens to go run after Trump. So what happens is the moment Trump tops, and we're starting to see signs of it, as I started this video, you can see we went from like $77, we're at 59, right? Maybe we go next one like higher, but how much higher can it go, and how much real potential is there, right? So that's the thing you have to look at, right? FDV 58, who cares about that? Market cap about 12 billion. How much more multiples does this have at this stage? Maybe it has a couple more right now, but eventually you're gonna see that rotation. And what I want you to think about is, what are the things you have the highest conviction on? In my case, I'm looking at what did everyone care about 2 weeks ago? If you forget about the market correction and you forget about the noise with the Trump token, what was everyone excessively bidding? Well, virtuals went to $5. Virtuals was like $2.70. I'm like, I started shoving money into virtuals. I looked at Pepe, which dropped below the Coinbase listing. So like Coinbase listing was like 18 cents. It went to like 16 cents. I'm like, shoving money there. Put money in AI 16Z, put money into things like Cookie, right? So many opportunities. Like I said, not financial advice. You guys have got to figure out what you have conviction in, because you don't want to just buy something and, oh, it's up 5%, I'm out. No, these are generational entries. You've already seen proof of concept. We've gotten so lucky. So many people were like, oh, I wish I had a time machine so I could go back and get into virtuals when it was $2.50. You have that today. Today is that opportunity. And yesterday was that opportunity. Why? Because everyone who is short-sighted, who's late on Trump, who wasn't properly allocated, just sold whatever they could to get over there. And now that they're getting in there, it leaves an imbalance. And that imbalance can be your edge. And your edge can be buying those things when they're on dips. And does that mean they're going to recover instantly? No. Although I have started to see, like, I bought Hayanon at $15. I put like 10K in there yesterday. It's up, what is it? It went from 50 to 20 bucks. It's up 33% in one day. And that's way safer, and I have way more conviction in that. Also, you can scoop up discounted NFTs. Like we look at things like Azuki, and Azuki absolutely cratered once the Trump token got launched, right? You take a look at other NFTs, Pudgy Penguins as well. You know, Pudgy Penguins went from like 24 to 20. I looked at Kaito Genesis. I bought this yesterday around the same price, 6.5, but it went from 8 ETH to 6.5. These are opportunities. Like, they are not going to play out necessarily right now, but these are opportunities that if you start thinking just one step ahead, I'm not even asking you to think 2 steps ahead, one step ahead, you can make so much profit if you buy the right things. It's funny because, so, I love that you go on you go on X and you see all these memes. Like, I opened my Phantom wallet, this Trump coin just committed a mass murder because everything else was getting crushed. The only things that I saw didn't get completely crushed were Fart coin, which did dip and then went to like all-time highs. It was the fart coin accumulation phase, like FAP, what's his name? Taiki says it all the time, the FAP phase of a lifetime. That went up, Anon went up, Pepe started to go up. These are the tokens like that you want to be getting into. Higher conviction plays. Obviously, not everything can be your high conviction play. You've got to figure it out. But just take a look. Like, the market is actually starting to recover. Now that the Trump token is pulling back, I'm going to refresh this to make sure, $58-$60, we're starting to see Ethereum, which was $3,100 earlier today, almost $3,400. XRP, which was down a little bit, up. Solana has been doing fantastically. In fact, let me tell you something. Sol went to 290 at one point. I have a strategy that I've shared with you guys here. No one better tell me that I've been secretive with this, but I have a strategy that I have been using to basically go super long on Solana without any risk of liquidation, or market crashing risk of liquidation. And now that I've done that, it's like absolutely insane because I've cleared all of that out. So let me just show you that in a second, but I thought this was funny too. Me going back to 12 hours ago and seeing myself order a Big Mac meal instead of putting that $10 into Trump's meme coin and making $10,000. Hilarious. So I talk about how this cycle, I've really dedicated myself to learning all about the Solana ecosystem, and Camino Finance has been such a critical component of that because it is literally the best platform on Sol to make money. And for those of you who don't know, I basically have a write-up that I will link later, which is basically all about how you lend out your Sol, and your Solana token, not your actual Sol. You lend out your Solana tokens, you borrow stable coins against them, you use the stable coins to buy Solana when it's a dip. In my case, I was buying a ton of Sol at $181 last week. Now, did I wait to 290 to sell? No, I started selling at 240, 238. And then I sold another batch, a big batch at 265 or 268 later today. And then 290, I sold a tiny bit. But I'm happy to say at this point, across like 5 or 6 wallets, I literally have hundreds of Sol deposited and I'm borrowing nothing. Why? Because I've paid them all off. And this means that when Solana retraces, if it retraces back from this, I can then go and have another kick at the can. And I have not sold a single Sol token from my spot bag by doing that, which is my favorite part about this whole thing. Now, because of that, I've made 6 figures like yesterday and today. And today was not a 6-figure day, but getting close to it. But I went to what's called Dira, which is like it's the gold souk where you got gold and diamonds for pretty much cost plus like a maker fee. If you negotiate, you know them very well, you get a better deal. So like I bought a chain and I bought this diamond bracelet, this diamond tennis bracelet for about like, what was it, like 27,000 US dollars for the pair. The chain comes tomorrow, so they're just doing some changes to it, but it's pretty good. And like I said, I don't really buy stuff for myself, but sometimes you just got to do that. And now when I look at this, I think about Camino Finance and Sol, and I plan on buying so much more at the end of the cycle, and you guys can too if you put a strategy together and you're like making the right plays. Now, here's an example I'll show you. This is one of my other wallets. Basically, I got like 6 Trump coin left in it, and basically I've earned about $400 in fees from it. At the high point it was 1,000. I've taken out all the Sol because I didn't want it to kind of convert back, right? Because it's a one-sided pool. I've shared how this stuff works on a previous video. So I hope that makes sense. I think the time to do the DLM pools is kind of winding down for at least for the Trump token. And the reason for that is now we're seeing the correction. If it actually starts to die off or like stabilize, kind of like what we saw with Pepe in the bear market, then we've got to wait, and you don't want to just have your money parked there, right? Because it's all about rotation. This market, this cycle has been all about rotating properly. If you rotated into XRP from 55 cents to 270, you made a big bag while everything else wasn't doing that well or staying flat. Now, believe to achieve, I'm going to show you this, or I'm going to bring his tweet up because this I wanted to highlight. 45 minutes ago, he asked, or not even 45 minutes ago, maybe like an hour ago, he wanted to know, how do I convert ETH to Sol or Cosmos to Sol? I'm not really asking for any reason. I'm just curious, And like, I know why he's asking, right? We all know why he's asking. He wants to get over there where the real money's to be made, right? So I told him the truth. ETH to Sol, you can use Jumper, and you can use Rocket Exchange for pretty much everything else. But the truth is, I wouldn't chase the Sol pump. That's the reason I closed my leverage longs, because that stuff will retrace and the money was going to flow back. And we've started to see that. Like, this was like 45 minutes ago or whatever. And since then, money has started to flow back into the other altcoins. Money has started to flow back into Ethereum, which is nice, because when I look at this is literally how I feel whenever this is what I see when I, as an Ethereum holder, it's just non-stop traps, like literally ducking and weaving. It's never easy. Like, oh, we got $100. Time to go down $500. It's like completely insane. So, it's tough, right? But Trump, like their World Liberty Finance, has actually bought 5 million Ethereum. Now, that's not a lot, right? Because 5 million Ethereum is like about $1 million. $5 million worth of Ethereum is like 1.3, 1.2 million ETH. But it's still something, right? It speaks to like how much conviction they have. What I love about what the Trump token and the team, what they did was they took their profits in Sol. They didn't take their profits in Sol to send to a centralized exchange to sell for USDC like Pump Fund. They kept it in the ecosystem, which I love. Now, if you're thinking about tokens that you can look at, like for example, look at these candles. Look, I didn't get this price, but Hey Anon was $13 yesterday. Can you imagine like how much you would have made on that? You take a look at some of the other ones over here, like AI16Z is starting to recover too, $1.05. Like, these aren't plays that we're like, oh wait, what the hell is that? No, these are plays that we know, we love, and the market you really, really like, and they're starting to recover, right? Look at Fartcoin. Fartcoin like has had an insane day, right? It's like truly played out like beta to Sol today, right? Went all the way up to $2.41. You look at all these other tokens, and there are opportunities. The opportunities exist. You just have to be patient. You just have to be open to them. And you do it while everybody else is distracted. Because remember, crypto is a game of hot potato, especially with a lot of these meme coins. For the Trump token have gone up so much in this short period of time. It can only do that when there's new buyers. Who's going to be the next buyer once we run out? It starts coming down, at least in the short term. So let's see who's in the comments and what's going on. We got Jay Hamilton. Hey BG, looking at Pepe, XRP, or AI16Z. Those are some good options. I have a hard time picking because they're very different, right? You're looking at meme coin, major, and AI. I think they're all great. I would actually look at virtuals. Now, I have a very similar close bags of AI16Z and virtual. My problem with AI16Z is Shaw is too much of a big mouth. He's very emotional. He like attacks other builders. So that's the only kind of caution I have. I'll tell you something, Jay. I'm a lot more biased on AI16Z, or I should be, because I got in at 60 million market cap. So my average price is super low for it. I have averaged up for sure, but like my average price is very low on it. But even still, I would say virtual is a better pick at this point, although AI16Z is going to do a complete retooling of their launch pad and all that. So that's coming up soon. Maybe that helps the price as well. I was shoving money into Pepe today, and I didn't buy XRP because I already have a sufficient position, but that's not bad. XRP has come up a bit recently, but I still think it has a bunch of road to run, probably a 3x from here. Here's the issue though. If you get XRP and you go 3-4x maybe, are you outperforming Sol? Close, right? All right, we got Tuan Tran here. Hey fam, how's it going? Gave the like or give the video a like already because I know this is alpha. Yeah, thank you so much. Guys, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button. Share the video. I can't believe this is real life. Well, the thing is, this is like, there's so many ways to think about this because Gary Gensler's gone and he's like, okay, Gary's gone, time to launch a meme coin. Who else is going to be launching a meme coin that's famous? Now, for me, I'm pissed because I could have got in like very cheap because I was getting pinged by people. I just was asleep. Now, it's hard, especially when you live in a different time zone than America, to be up during these things. But it's going to give me mad FOMO. Like now I'm like, do I need to wake up every 2 hours? Like, am I going to be like, what's it called? Kramer and Seinfeld and be like, oh, I'll do 15-minute naps every like 3 hours or something, Who knows? But guys, enjoy it. Remember, in 3 months, 4 months, maybe 6 months, everything's going to dump. You want to make as much money as possible. You want to be profitable. And you want to do that, especially before the summer months. When the summer comes, everything's going downhill. It just always happens. Everyone always says, no, this summer's going to be fine. This altcoin's going to do great. No. Without fail, every summer has literally been trash. And it's because everyone's on vacation or something. I have no idea. Hey, fan man. Good day to you too. Wow, a brew's been holding since $3. Damn, man. When I woke up, it was already $8. That's crazy. But like, what size have you been using? Because, if you, have the ringer off and it's still going. Anyways, if you've been holding since $3, how much size do you have in it? Because I would not be, even if I got into like 50 cents, I wouldn't be able to hold my full position. Like, especially like once it becomes significant. When it's small, you're like, whatever. But when it becomes something of significance, it gets way harder. Hey, Alexi, greetings. How's it going? Brew, yeah, good morning. Oh, I just noticed that's a Goku in your picture. Nice. Trump coin is a scam only because I missed it. yeah. Well, unfortunately, that was a lot of people are sideline coping on the timeline talking about how, like, I can't believe the next president's going to do this. This is horrible. Look, they watched Nancy Pelosi and her husband make millions of dollars somehow they predicted the coronavirus, which once you know that Nancy gets to basically decide the shutdowns, kind of connect the dots, right? That's crazy. Bro, am I cutting out really? How's that possible? Maybe the connection here is not that great. Guys, I got another 10 days here or 9 days here, and then I'm moving to a way better area in Dubai. It's at $55. There's still a chance to go to 100. Yeah, so when it was at $8, I was saying in our group that it could go up to 100. It can 100% go up to 100 billion, right? But the thing is what's the risk to reward ratio? If you want to get in at $55 to go to 100 and you're risking anything with size, why not just buy something that's super down? That, like, for example, virtual is going to double at least, and that's a way safer bet. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the multiples are so much harder. There's still time to make money. You just have to be patient. I completely agree. But like I said, it goes back to the ways I was showing here as well, which is you don't have to just do it via Trump directly. You can do it via Sol, right? So if you did this was what, like January 18th, 10:54. If we look at the Sol chart here, January 18th, and this is like Dubai time, right? So 10:54 is 22. Yeah, Sol was like 254, and then it went to 296. So not the biggest pump, of course, but also, like, if you were in Sol before, like I was, like I said, I got in a bunch at 181 last week. Where is it? Somewhere here. Yeah. So, definitely so many ways you could do it. I thought it was too late at 17 billion FTV, but Anderson position at 30 billion. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, you guys got to remember, Trump is like, he's got the biggest cult ever, right? The MAGA following. And like, honestly, like, I was never like a MAGA or whatever, but like during the election cycle, I started to align a lot more with a lot of their values and the way that they at least conducted themselves and had conversations. Whereas one group would just be like, nope, those people are wrong. We're not going to answer anything. We never say anything. We don't need to prove we're wrong. It was like talking to like one of your toxic ex-girlfriends who's like, what, you think I'm cheating? I don't need to tell you where I was. I don't need to tell you this stuff. It's like, just asking a question. Like, you can just answer it, you know? Didn't jump in at $6. Ooh, that's tough. Good tokenomics. Yeah. Don't be discouraged. Just buy and hold. That's right. Should I buy Trump now? It's dipping. I mean, you can. Like I said, you can get some exposure for sure. Like the reality is, you could get some. The problem is, at a certain point, and this is the one thing I want to highlight here. I just noticed you got a AT&T, or AT-AT, the walkers from Star Wars. When a token starts dipping, you end up having bag holders. What that means is like, so now when the token goes up, you have people who are trapped, who are like underwater, they're negative. They want to, some people, depending on how long they've been in there, want to get out. Some people who are like, oh my God, it's over. They're just like, oh, please, please, please get me back to $70 and I'll leave Trump and I won't do this again. There's going to be a lot of downward sell pressure when you have some slight correction. So you've got to have enough buy pressure to get beyond that, because otherwise you're just going to keep recycling and that kills all momentum. This is why I love buying new meme coins, is until they have that correction, everyone is up. So no one feels bad about it. It's only once that tipping point happens, when you have enough bag holders where it can hold tokens back. We'll just leave this up here because I like seeing this meme up here as I'm talking. Small bet on Trump, but already 5x. Congratulations, that's sick. Official Elon Musk. I think the official Elon Musk is the Doge token. So, like Doge, right? Blago Man took some profits off of Sol at 290. What's my price expectation for Sol and Sui the cycle? Okay, let me say this before I answer the question. So you can have two things, right? You have price targets and you have exit strategy. Exit strategy always should trump your price target. Your price target is your reason for betting, right? So if you believe that Sol is going to 2x and you believe Sol is going to 5x, then you have no reason to buy anything else that would do worse than a 5x. Why? Because you could just buy Sol. So in my case, when I was buying Sol, I believed Sol would go between $800 and $1,000. I've been very consistent on this. Sui, I wanted to be 100 billion market cap, was what I had said 5 months ago. I don't see any reason for that to have changed. Let me just look to see where we are. So probably a 6x from here. So that puts us around $25. Actually, $30. Yeah, $30. And then in terms of exit, we're just gonna wait for Bitcoin dominance. When Bitcoin dominance has dropped to the 40 to 44% range, and we see altcoins doing crazy, and then Bitcoin dominance starts to tick up along with Tether dominance, that is our signal, the big whistle to get out of the pool. It's a good opportunity to take attention on the M3, M32. I don't like that token, I'll be honest. I feel like that's a bit of a Ponzi. Although you can earn with the Meteora DLM pools, you earn the fees, right? And that also earns you their MET token eventually. What about Sonic? Sonic's okay. I'm just farming Sonic. I'll be honest with you guys. I look at Sonic and I ask myself, would I actually hold this token after the airdrop campaign? And I'm struggling to come up with an answer why, right? Like I posted this morning on Twitter, the biggest challenge for Ethereum, the biggest problem I see is like Ethereum has our liquidity fractioned across so many chains. So, I want to do something. Like yesterday I was buying that Kaito NFT. I got to bridge some ETH from base to ETH mainnet before I can buy it. Solana is all like point and click. But then I look at something like Sonic, and Sonic is the same thing. Sonic is like a standalone EVM chain. Fantastic. I got a bridge to it. I have Sonic. What does it do particularly different than Ethereum or Sol? Not really. to me, it just looks like a bunch of people who want to have different chains. They all want to boast different bunch of metrics. But it's like when you go to a laptop store, right? And you see like Dell laptops, you see Mac laptops. Yeah, great. There's a couple brands you want. But then you see like hundreds of no-name brands that like are no good. They're not specialized for anything. Like maybe you have an Alienware for like gaming, right? But that doesn't exist here. Like what is Sonic's value proposition that is so different than Ethereum and Sol and Sui? In my mind, I would rather consolidate my L1s and no longer really bet on Sonic. So I'm not gonna be pursuing Sonic that hard anymore. I will be farming their airdrop. I think that's worth it. But otherwise, what's the point, right? Also, one last thing I want to say about the Sonic team. Sonic Lab team is pretty shisty. What they did with their campaign, so they had like a shard campaign where you did a few activities to earn an NFT. You earn all 6, you burn it. Now, I sold those NFTs for like $200 to $300 or whatever, probably a little more, prior to that migration. But one of the activities required people to put money on Polter Finance, and they put that as a thing. And then Polter Finance basically had an exploit. I'm using quotations. Some guy lost 2 million Sonic token, and they were like, should have done your own research. We're not vouching for anyone. But like they only know because of this. And he's not saying it's Sonic Labs' fault, but they're not doing anything. They're like, no, we're not going to get involved. We're not doing anything. We don't care. We'll let them come back as another team if they want to. It's bad. Hey TBG, y'all moved in yet? No, I came with like 2 luggages, and I'm going back to Canada. Once we have this cycle, we're like selling May, we're going away or whatever, then I'll go to Canada, get a bunch more of my stuff, and move it down here. I gotta lock in, guys. I don't know if you saw my schedule on Twitter. It's pretty intense right now because I can't afford to take my eyes off the computer. I can't even afford to sleep apparently, because when I sleep, these things happen. Here, let me show you this. So this is my current schedule. 8 a.m. wake up, get ready, like shower, whatever, brush, scroll Twitter. 9 a.m. go to the gym 4 times a week. 10 a.m. do cardio daily for an hour. Then the next, what is it, like 14 hours, 15 hours, I'm on crypto, eat here and there and nap here and there and then sleep. Literally just rinse and repeat, That'll be locked until then. Congrats, man. What would you buy right now? I just got on the live stream. So I would be looking at undervalued things that have dipped. So you can, these 3 are kind of done basically. I mean, you can still do it. The risk to reward in the top 3 is no longer that great. But look at like some of the AI coins, the stronger ones like Virtual, AI16Z. Look at like Cookie. Look at Pepe. Things that have severely dipped. You can also look at NFTs that have also dipped, like Azuki or Pudgy Penguins, depending on your price range. But Azuki's went from like $13 to like 10, and they have their anime airdrop coming out soon too, right? Remember, whenever people are selling to kind of reposition, there's your edge. You can get an advantage that way. I got in at $2.30, but put less amount. Hey, look. That's all good, man. Look, Zero, here's what I'll tell you. Doesn't matter how much you put in, you got to start somewhere, right? Every cycle, the effort you put in, you will be able to keep growing. You're going to keep snowballing the amount of money that you have. And that's how you'll be able to make more plays. Like for you, let's say, I'm going to give you an example. Somebody putting in 1,000 is the same as somebody else putting $5 or $1 because it's the same portion of their portfolio. You can't compare number to number. You need the context of their portfolio size, right? It's like for me, like it's okay for me to like gamble thousands of dollars because of the percentage of portfolio it is. Whereas somebody else who maybe that's 5% or 50% of their portfolio, they can't do it. So don't worry about that stuff, Zero. Focus on making the right plays and growing your account. If the best way when you have a small account to grow it is to farm and collect high value airdrops and by earning whitelist NFT opportunities, because those things will make you a ton of money. If you got the whitelist for for Amis or whatever, it went from $1 or $3 to 900 now in a couple days. if you had the whitelist for Mammoth, the same thing. You got like, $4 to 1,000. There's so many opportunities. You just have to put the time in if you don't have the money, or you put in the money and you grow slowly. I'd like to know what site people use to see these coins before they launch. They have a bunch of scanners, right? So they use like Dex Screener and stuff. And in the case of Trump, I believed he worked with Jupiter and a few others to have a near perfect launch. And that's honestly, people are going to criticize why he launched an Ethereum mainnet, or why he launched a Solana, not Ethereum mainnet. Well, it's because we didn't want to pay the gas fees. Can you imagine if all the people rushed over to ETH mainnet? We'd be paying like hundreds of dollars in gas fees to try to buy that thing, and everything would have crashed. It's bad. They use Jupiter Swap. Yeah, exactly. What do you think about buying some ETH options? I don't like options because I don't trust. I mean, I guess you can do options because you can do it for this till summer. I just like going long on Ethereum below 3,500. That was always been sort of the way I've been approaching it. I don't like ETH options only because there's time decay. I hate that, especially because your thesis may take a little longer to play out. But if you buy Ethereum in spot, you don't have anything to worry about. A lot of people will want options or leverage to try to make more money off nothing. But you can do the same thing by using the borrow lend strategy on Aave and have it so that you don't get liquidated ever as well. Dr. Ulgun Kamal, what do you think of the Solana price expectation? I secured 50. That's awesome. Yeah, so I think that's great. Like I said, I sold a bunch of mine at the high 230s and then like 268 or whatever. Like these are all leverage longs. I haven't sold a single spot token yet because, like I said, I borrowed about 35 to 40% of my SOL holdings in USDC and bought SOL at 181 or whatever dips I might have had. And now, I sold that, cleaned it up. So if SOL dips again, I can go back in and scoop them up. So that's not bad. I think it's pretty good, and congratulations. That's what you want to do. You want to just keep building the bag. Jupe, but only trust the Twitter links because they're scammers, man. For what? Sorry, maybe I'm not seeing the other question. What about Jupiter? I came late. Did you take on the 80% not locked up? Yeah, all I said was a lot of times what you don't want to have happen is having like all these so people said, oh, it wasn't a fair launch, blah, 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 right? Like the thing is, if any idiot could have got it at like pennies or whatever, guess what would happen? Somebody would have sniped it, or somebody would have just basically dumped on everyone. And that would have made it like near impossible for this to go well. Like the reason it's gone so well is they curated so much. Now you compare this to AICC, which did not have vesting, did not have any locked up tokenomics, and the token got completely destroyed, right? Got completely destroyed by the incompetence of the Bankless team, who are apparently your advisors to Jazz and whatever. And I really do not know what's going on, but those guys are like, from everything I've seen, massive grifters. I saw the coin at 90 cents, but while I was making a decision to put it in, what? Wow. I wish I had that same opportunity, man. Wild. That's so wild. Can you share a house video walkthrough of your current Dubai home? Why? This is not even my home. I'm renting an Airbnb. So the place I'm renting, so in the December, January timeframe is the most expensive time to rent in Dubai. To put in perspective, this is a 1-bedroom condo. I'm paying 10,000 Canadian. 10,000 Canadian to rent this for the month. Why? Because apparently everyone wants to be here when the weather's like 20 to 24 degrees, right? Celsius. I will do a walkthrough of my Dubai home later, I guess. When I actually have an actual home. I feel weird sort of posting like somebody else's home on the internet. Where do I currently live in Dubai? I live in Dubai Marina, but I will be going to Business Bay on the 28th/29th. Is the most famous person in the world launching a meme coin a top signal? Nope. Trump launched a bunch of NFT collections recently as well. That means nothing. Like I said, for a top signal, there's got to be a lot of confluence. It can't just be one thing, right? Like Context matters. Like, can you imagine this being the top signal and like everybody's altcoins are on the floor? Like, top signal for what? It's like bottom signal. Trump owns 80% of the supply. Yeah, but like it's not available to him right away, Bruce. Like, you have to understand, he can't just get it tomorrow. That's not how it works. And like, I would rather like, so here's an example. Look at Brett, right? That's the token Crash has supply of, and everybody else. They have the supply mixed with the cabal, and every time the token goes up, that cabal will dump. So basically what they do is at a certain price point, they put a lot of sell pressure to basically exit out, right? And so be it. In this case, we have one wallet owning that supply, and they locked it up. This is a way better structure. And that's why the token's done so well. Thanks for live question. Go to address holding 80% of Trump. It's a new token each day. I have no idea. Here's what I will say though. Like, remember, somebody could also send that to him. You have to remember this as well. So Brogle, like one of the biggest hacks in 2023, I remember some of my friends were doing this, was they would send tokens to Becker's address, because Becker would be posting like in December 23. They would send him whatever tokens. People would buy them thinking he's going to mention them in the video, but the reality was he would send him the tokens and then basically get liquidity come in and dump on them, right? And I say friends, I have acquaintances who were doing this kind of stuff. I never did it, but yeah. So I would avoid any of these things unless you hear specifically from them that they're doing this. Remember, if Trump launches another token or whatever, you're just going to see like PvP of this, right? But like in the future, you just got to look at like the power of the cult, who's behind it. Does anyone remember Elon SNL Doge? Yeah, of course. It dumped right when he went on. Mm-hmm. Well, so he basically went on and he got his mom to come on and he's like, Dogecoin or whatever, right? But that was like after a massive run up, right? Like if you think about it, Dogecoin was a few cents a few weeks prior, and it went to like 69 cents on during that call. I remember like we had a public Discord back then and we all dumped our Doge tokens knowing this. But the thing was, like, the Trump coin made tank on inauguration, but the other tokens haven't even appreciated for them to tank. If the other tokens, like if each was like 4,500 or 5K, then I would say, okay, it's a sell the news event. But they all bled into coming into this event. So how can that be a further sell the news event? I can't see it. News about America coin making it pump hard. Yeah, I heard about that, but I wouldn't touch it. Gizla, got 10,000 Pengu Solana. Keep it or sell to Sol. Why would you buy Sol here? Like, Sol just had a massive run up in the last 2 days. I would not be buying Sol right now. That's just me. I have all the Sol I want. I'm not buying any Sol until we have a correction. If you don't have a correction, I'm already bags well packed. This will go to 100 billion market cap. I agree. That's I've said this many times over the last 2 days. 100 billion market cap is programmed for Trump. Marv, everything in virtual is a discount now. Game Vader virtual itself, but don't you think the same can happen? You said about memes. Yeah, I think so too. So I said the same thing about memes earlier, Marv. I said Pepe is a really good example. Here's the thing. A lot of meme coins have gotten these like perpetual listings recently. And what that's done is it's allowed whales who've had big portions, right? So imagine you're a whale and imagine that you've got like bags and bags of PopCat. Let's just use that as an example. Binance now does you a favor and lists PopCat on perpetuals. So you go, okay, I'm going to open a short on PopCat, and then I'm going to go to the market and sell 5% of the supply FSH right away. That completely nukes the chart. People start panicking, dumping, triggering liquidations and whatever, and you're short prints, and you made all your money off your PopCat that you sold off spot as well that you were up on. This is why perpetuals are such a death knell for most tokens. It didn't happen for Trump, but it happens a lot, especially with tokens that have sort of built up. That's how Mudang died. That's what happened to Goat. That's happened to a lot of these things. Binance has been working with a lot of the whales to make sure this happens. Now, here's what I would say about virtual. Virtual's a discount. I never buy the beta plays or whatever when the alpha play is super discounted. If virtual is $5 and games at this price, I buy game. But when virtual is at this price, I only buy virtual. I want to stack as much virtual as possible because virtual means more to me than game, Vader, Sequoia, whatever. You buy the least riskiest asset that has the highest reward potential. That's the number one thing. People love to skip. No, it's too much a smaller market. I don't care. Look for the biggest risk to reward because in my opinion, virtuals can go to 100 billion market cap as well if the things line up properly. And right now at what, a 2 billion market cap, amazing steal. So that's why I've been buying it. What about Say Token? I applied to be part of their content program. I'll be honest with you, I'm not too happy with what's been going on with Say. And I have literally been very vocal about this too, because I'm not one of those people who likes to like lie and pretend just for the, just so I can get like some sort of like advantage or reward. The number one thing for me is transparency, and I actually like a lot of parts of Say. Most of it was around the community. Let me look for that tweet that I put up, because I really think that the Say token and Say ecosystem is in trouble. So I put basically what happened was Pallet Exchange closed down. This is their premier NFT marketplace. Think like, Magic Eden or whatever, right? Or think Scope for Eclipse. So while Pallet Exchange's closure is a graceful exit for them, it's a tough reflection on the sentiment of Say Network. I first love Say for its projects. Those NFTs like the Sayans, like I have a couple of them, and buzzing communities. Like I have Yaka Finance, NFTs, and a ton of others. Now, excitement feels tied only to airdrops, with engagement waning as the crypto space grows more competitive. It's not dead, it's on life support. The next 6 months are critical for revival. Pretending everything's fine won't help. We need action, innovation, and better ways to engage the broader crypto community. I told them my DMs are open. They're like, yeah, we're good. Okay, so be it. So until they do something, who knows? But I put my hat in the ring to see if they'll accept me as one of their content creators for their like grant program. And then I can try to help there. What about Sonic nodes? Nothing particularly. I wouldn't buy one if I were you. Good luck with Orbiter. So Orbiter had an update for people. Apparently, if you were even considered to be a potential Sybil or Sybil from Layer 0 or other projects, it doesn't matter if they were wrong. They were like, sorry, but because you were even considered, you're not getting an airdrop. That's what they told everyone. They said, hey, thanks for the format. Our techs looked into it. Sorry, if you're not qualified, it's because you were on that list. You were on a list at some point. Somebody thought you were a Sybil. You may have been sort of discounted. They may have thrown that list out, but it doesn't matter. You're a Sybil in our eyes. P.S. Buy our NFTs, which, by the way, if you have their NFTs and you're on the Sybil list, you don't get anything either. So, guys, not a big loss for me. Like, I was going to get like probably like 10,000 OPT tokens, maybe $100. I mean, it's a rounding error compared to the last couple of days. I hate having money stolen from me because that's what it feels like, but so be it. It is what it is. I will make sure that I never speak positively about Orbiter in the future. So if you ask me, why are you hard on them? You'll remember this, okay? I'm gonna make some posts about them though, because it's ridiculous. Okay, I love your schedule. Hope to emulate it. I mean, it's easy when you like quit your job and you're like literally doing nothing, right? Like I literally am focused 100% on crypto. Bullish on Anisha, 100%. Might snag a couple of raccoons. Big Toe Crypto, what have you been doing, dude? Like, here's the thing. I put out, I mean, I can't find the tweet right now, but let me look up raccoons. I believe it's like 0.05. That Genesis, oh wow, it's gone up. So I tried to get one of these damn passes. They were so strict in their Discord on how to get this stupid thing. So what I did was I ended up just going in like, where the hell is it? Somewhere here. I have it somewhere here. I know I do. What? Anyways, I own one of these. I don't know where it is, but I bought one. Basically, I bought it for 0.35 ETH. Okay, and the way these Raccoon Genesis passes work is you had to do all these like dancing monkey activities in their Discord to qualify. I'm super bullish on Anisha, especially the sort of the way the thing's gonna work, right? But the Raccoons NFT is like their premier NFT. I was trying to buy one forever. The whitelist, then they started banning people who were selling their damn whitelist. So here's the secret. I posted on Twitter. Anytime you have a mint, at the first 30 minutes to an hour following the mint, everyone who's flipping it, cheating it, or whatever will be selling, undercutting, trying to get rid of it. So I put an offer out for 0.35 ETH. It got filled, and I got my pass. And I told people in the Discord, if it drops even more, I'm gonna buy a bunch. It hasn't done that. Even in fact, in the first come first serve yesterday, I had left a couple bids, nothing got filled at even 0.35. So that's what it is. But yeah, no, I think they're great. And just for anyone else who has this, if you are buying this, remember you have to trade this for the official Raccoons NFT on the Anisha main launch. Hey Fabian, how's it going? Isn't the 80+% given by the fact that only 200 mil are in circulation? That's correct. So 800 mil locked, 200 mil not. But it could have started with 200 mil, right? And 800 could have been burnt, which is what people are asking for. People are asking them if they can burn some of the tokens now. Thanks for the answer. Yeah. You can't buy what anymore? The nodes? Still time to buy Trump? Hey, you can build if you want to. I think 100 bill is possible. Don't know if I don't know if it's worth the risk to reward. Like I said, there's so many other things you could do, right? You could look at buying the dips on things that the liquidity came from, because they're gonna be fattened up again. So just remember that. Is Mango a good test net? Sorry, Kai, I'm not really sure. I haven't done it. That's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy, man. Orbiter was not around 2021. You want to know what the craziest part about Orbiter is? Orbiter Finance, right? So for people who don't know, they're like a bridge, and they were a good bridge. Let me tell you. Like, I don't like saying anything positive about them, but in 2023, they were a decent option. They sort of fell behind when everybody else innovated. They did nothing, right? They were like the BlackBerry of bridges. They did nothing to improve. So guess what happened? They had these stupid campaigns, and basically they were like, oh, you want to earn extra O points? Send Ethereum here, do this, blah, 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 blah. Then they opened up a leaderboard to see who could get the most O points, right? Some people got 50,000, 100,000 O points. O points are reflective of how much gas fees you paid. And then 2 days ago, after waffling all over this campaign for so long, they came out and said, yeah, we're going to cap O points as 5,000. So someone who has 1 million O points and 5,000 O points will get the same airdrop. Wow. Absolutely. You should see that people are not happy. The whales there are pissed because they obviously were just farming. So they're sending back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But they spent so much gas fees. It was kind of like an ICO for them. They basically paid for the airdrop by burning fees. And somewhat so did I. And they're stealing my drop. So be it. They said, like I said, if you were ever even suspected of being a symbol, even if it was wrong, we're not going to help you. You don't get anything. Okay. The thing is, Orbiter Finance will not exist. But at the end of 2025, likely Orbiter is going to be gone. We just know it. The token's going to be trash. They're going to be gone. So be it. Late to Raccoons. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, there's just so many things going on. There's a bunch of NFT projects that are really good. Raccoons and Steady Teddies are the two that I really, really, really wanted a whitelist for. I tried so many different ways to get a Steady Teddies, all of them bricked. So now I might have to pay 2 or 3 ETH for it when it launches. We'll see. Hopefully it launches for much cheaper. But the whitelist for Steady Teddy, the retail was around 23 to 2,500 US. So it's a lot of money. Hey Patel, good evening. Good to see you too. Yeah, and guys, it's coming to the hour mark, so I gotta run, but I will be on Twitter making a thread. I gotta shoot some videos tonight as well, so they come up tomorrow. But until next time, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button, share the video, guys. Come on, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please, please, please follow me on Twitter and engage with my tweets. I'm really gonna start trying to put in some effort to post about, especially about eclipse as we get closer to that airdrop, trying to really focus most of my tweets on eclipse. So if you can engage with them, it will really help me out, because I'm trying to do what's called yap farming or whatever as well, which is the more engagement my posts get, the more the more the algorithm will show it, but also the more I will get the yaps, and those yaps will also help me out in the future for airdrops and things like that. So if you wouldn't mind, please do that. Subscribe to the channel, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.